Hi, welcome to Tuesday's Tips and Tales with Cece, and where's Corey? He's on his way. He got held up at his real job. It's been a while. I was out and about the past couple weeks because, we've had this topic about divorce and dating, and I wanted to get the scoop from the real people that are out there. We all have our own experiences, and I'm hoping that through my tweets and Facebook posts that people sign in tonight and tell me what has gone on in their life, because divorce and dating, I don't know what age, it depends on the age you're at, but the older, I think, the more challenging. When you're younger, with all these apps out there, it's absolutely crazy, and we have a lot to talk about tonight. So I'm going to actually start off with first talking about this Jimmy Kimmel post. I don't know if anyone has seen that on Twitter, but his baby boy was born, Billy, and had severe heart defect. And his catch it on Twitter or anywhere on the internet, if you're not on Twitter, it is, I cried and I laughed, which with such a subject, you wouldn't think that you would laugh, but I laughed because Jimmy kind of made a spin on it, and he showed a couple pictures, and he cried, and he showed that he was human, and there's something to be said for that, especially when you see the celebrities, and the celebrities, we see them, we sometimes put them on this pedestal, and they deal with just as many issues as we do. And then in this case, he was holding the baby, it was just born, and the nurse came in, and baby Billy was blue, and she could hear the murmur, which is amazing. These nurses are trained, pediatric nurses, to pick up on things, which is absolutely amazing. I had a baby, I know, they're incredible. And all of a sudden there was a team of doctors in, and they performed surgery, and baby Billy is doing great. But catch the video. It's got to be all over YouTube. It really, Jimmy, I wish you were listening right now, but I was truly touched and speechless. I tweeted you, and I really didn't know what to say because I was so emotionally moved by your video. So all of you out there, if you have children or not, or about to, sometimes we take for granted our children, and they annoy us. They, we get challenged every single day, but they're actually smarter than we are, so we should really embrace that. Take a look at it, and let me know what you think. So all craziness is going to break loose, because as soon as Corey walks in the door, my dog, who he has this unbelievable relationship, is going to go crazy. So if someone really, we've been asking for a studio for months and months and months out there, give us a studio. Anyways, tonight, let's move on to the dating scene and divorce. So for those of you out there that are listening about divorce, first of all, just getting there is, nobody wants to get there. It's absolutely probably one of the most stressful things that has taken place in my life, besides a high-risk pregnancy. And it's just unbelievably challenging. So then you get through that, and then all of a sudden you're launched into the world of being single, and you don't know what to do. Now, because all your friends are married, and all their friends are married, and you're like, hey, do you have any single friends? And they're like, no. So what I have researched is that men out of divorce find a significant other within a year. Women, 2 years. So it's interesting because 2 years is a long time, but there's a lot that happens between when you get divorced and when you get in a relationship, and we're gonna talk about that and see if we get anyone to sign in to, hey Michelle, how are you? Oh my gosh, I love you, I miss you. We're talking about divorce and dating. And I'm gonna just throw myself under the bus. I'm in the older category, and coming out of a divorce and dating, it's shockingly just, what do you do? I was just talking about how all our friends, you know, you get divorced and, you know, you got his friends, her friends, and I honestly have to say I miss so many of my ex's friends. I do. I loved a lot of them. So it's hard to find that line, and I hope someday that I can reconnect with them. All right, so we're launched, we're like out there, and all of a sudden you're like, you're waxing your beaver, you're like doing your hair, you're trying anything as a woman to bring back what you felt before you got married. And that was a long freaking time ago. I mean, you know, we all had, you know, our skin was tighter, we were thinner, we were more adventurous. So now you're in this world that everything is online. It's crazy. So you have Match. All right, I was on Match.com for like 1.5 seconds and I wanted to throw up because I was like, there's no way. You write in all your criteria of what you're looking for, and you're hoping that actually the technology works. And then all of a sudden you spend all this time filling out what what you want in a partner, what you don't, you know, if you're serious, you know, are they a smoker? Do they have kids, dogs, what their interests are? And then all of a sudden you're like, you press enter, the magic button, and then you get these candidates thrown at you. And I said, are you freaking kidding me? This is not what I wanted. And it goes on, like I must have like deleted dozens and dozens and dozens, and then I was like, I'm done, because there can't be any magic in Match. You know, you see the commercials, they're like, oh, we met on Match.com. Yeah, right, okay, whatever. You know, and you know, and I gotta be honest, I have some friends of friends who have met through Match, and hey Eddie, how are you? I know you're single and have been on online dating. I have friends that have met through Match and actually have found meaningful relationships, marriage, long-term relationships. But come on. First of all, I think 90% of the, no offense, but the people are on there to hook up on all these apps. Tinder, holy crap, you might as well like call it, you know, hook up Tinder, hook up Inder. Everybody is hooking up on Tinder. And interestingly enough, there was a woman who helped, you know, develop, found, run Tinder. And I don't know the inside scoop, whether she got booted or she was just sick of it, because to me it was like having a pimp on technology. All you do is, and if you say, oh, I want a long-term relationship, then that means you really want to hook up. So like all the signals are mixed up, and if you say long-term relationship on Tinder, that means you just want to have one-night stands, apparently. Because Corey is here. There, my dog is going crazy. Hi, Corey. We started the show.
Oh, damn. What's up?
It's here.
That was fast.
You know what? You came in at the right time.
What'd you do? Why?
We were talking about Tinder. Are you on Tinder?
Oh, no. Not you
want
next
to
to me.
get in? Oh.
A little lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher.
Stop it.
Will you get out of here?
See,
you get later.
You get some love of the dog.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How long have you been on?
How long have you been not here?
38 seconds.
Right. So I started a little bit after 7:30 because I didn't want to lose our audience. We have Michelle, who I've known for a long time.
Eddie Michelle.
You remember Eddie, the laundry guy? Single line. Eddie, we can't get over the fact that months
Eddie, please
ago,
tell me you've stepped it up a notch and you're ironing tonight, because that would be so exciting. Just like a couple of shirts, maybe little boxer shorts, get them nice and tight, little creases.
Like Eddie always signs in, and we love you for that. But I'll never forget the night you were doing laundry. So anyways.
Who can forget those great nights?
That's what happens when you're divorced. It's like, okay, I gotta iron.
Tinder, what are your hobbies? Laundry, ironing, spackling, you know, crazy stuff.
Tighten the screws?
Oh, all the way in.
I wish that was.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You want the automatic in there, not ours.
I want the changeable parts.
I want the one that vibrates. You have that one?
The one that goes hard and strong. What's Michelle saying here? Because you know.
Watching me, yeah, because you can't see. Watching me retails my son's baseball game. Oh, go pigs!
Oh.
Apparently we're pigs.
Go pigs!
Go pigs!
Awesome.
Hey, I'm a pig. You're a pig. Who cares? Let's get with the show.
Oink oink. So I was just talking about. Well, I started the show. We won't rehash this, but
yeah, exactly. Started the show without me.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Jimmy Kimmel and his. Did you see his video. All right, we'll talk about it later. His baby was born with heart defects. By the way.
Oh yeah, he's crying. Yeah, I heard about that.
My daughter did the jump rope for kids, heart defects for the American Heart Association and raised over $1,000. So
wow. Thank
you to all of you out there who contributed because she was happy she took her own money.
Did you
she
get
goes $13 of her own money and put it in there. Is that awesome?
Oh,
we didn't even ask her to do that. So then we started talking about being single.
Heart's already broken.
Oh my God! See, this is why I like to do things alone sometimes. Because he doesn't stop. Right.
Oh, my heart is broken.
Looks like you got a facial.
I could use $13 to break it.
Oh my God! Please. So, I started talking about when you go, first of all, getting through a divorce, how stressful it is, and then all of a sudden you're launched out there to be single, whether you're a man or a woman. It's frightening. Now, if you're younger, it's like, woo, I'm just going to like screw whoever I want, right?
I don't know if it's frightening, but it's certainly...
Of course, it's
uneasy.
You've never been.
What did you go back out
divorced.
Yeah, but how did you get to be married? You dated. So you knew how to do it before. It's not like you just woke up and like, you're married. What, like you're Indian? It's like, oh, by the way, meet your husband, that's it. You're now done.
Maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. I'm just thinking. That might be.
Just pick somebody out, make sure his dick vibrates, and let's get on with the show.
Or masturbating.
That's right. That's right. I mean, as I said, I just say the terminology, maybe it's not frightening, but it's certainly something that's a little uneasy because you're getting back into it, so you got to find your own way a little bit. But I think it's kind of, and also a little fun and liberating, because now you're not attached to somebody, it's something new, and it's kind of fun.
So I think that's a single person's perspective, and let's talk about this, because you're married for 10, 15, 22 years, and then you're thrown out into the single world? No. That's not, like, so in this, yeah. Well, you can't comment on this, because you haven't been there, and I have.
I've been there. I mean, I dated some girl for like a whole weekend, and Monday I was single again. It was very tough. I was back out there, didn't know how to deal with it.
Oh my God, I should have told you.
And, go pigs.
Go pigs. So, is that Jay?
Why are you tan?
I'm not tan.
You're tan.
It's the color. It's the light. It's the color.
Very tan.
Jay, how is Shanghai?
Oh, wow.
He's dialing in from Shanghai.
God bless him.
He got relocated out there.
You got
fabulous job.
You got Shanghai.
Shanghai to Shanghai.
And you go to Shanghai.
I want to hear some stories, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hopefully you're doing laundry, too. Get with the program.
I am so psyched. What time is it there? So
it's like 4 in the morning. You woke up, set the alarm.
Right.
Awesome. You just said awesome.
I know. I want to know what time it is there. So we're talking, and you can relate to the whole divorce thing and dating.
True.
I'm so psyched. Everyone's dialing in. So we were just talking before Corey he arrived.
I went like this. Ready? Woo! That's all you missed.
That's it. No. So we were talking about being launched out there, newly divorced. You got kids. You've been maybe married 10. I get it. Like the 1-2 year marriage. Yeah, it's like nothing happened. You blinked your eyes, and then you're back in the dating.
Poker dealer.
Yeah.
New dealer.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And then a new dealer every 15 minutes.
5 cards straight. Is that what
it's like a new boyfriend, a new girlfriend every 15 minutes.
Wouldn't that be great?
It's almost 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh,
hey,
8 a.m.
Jay,
Wednesday.
do me a favor. Don't tell me what's going to happen. I like to be surprised.
Who just signed in?
Kristen.
Hey, Kristen. How are you?
Yeah, whatever happened tomorrow, don't tell me today.
Jay, I hope you're loving Shanghai. Actually.
Yeah, I got Shanghai.
He got a killer job.
So what was your biggest? Let me tell you, what was your biggest anxiety once you got back out there?
Well, biggest anxiety is like, how do you meet people?
Okay.
So I was talking about you're thrown out. All of a sudden you're divorced. You're launched into being single. How do you meet people? And your friends are all married.
Right here.
Yeah. Your friends are
right
all
next to you.
Yeah,
with bad breath.
Touch that with the 10.
Telling you secrets like,
seriously. Oh, God. So, your friends are all married.
Right. Oh, that's the worst.
Then their friends are all married.
Right.
And then you might get a random token thrown at you, and that guy or girl's probably crazy.
Ain't that the truth?
And not their fault. Because you come out of a divorce, and all of a sudden, if someone cheated, forget about it. That person is damaged for a long time. The cheating, so they do one of two things. I was on research the past couple weeks. They do one of two things. Now, you're cheated on, and especially what I've heard from women is like they haven't had sex with their husbands in forever because they've been cheating.
Disgraceful.
And it goes the other way too, but I've heard this from women, and then they just go like hog wild, waxing that beaver.
Wait,
like check out my chapter about the Cougars.
Those little thumbs up like across the screen. They just go crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody like that. If there's nobody liking that, dude, you guys are dead. Women going crazy sex-wise after that. That should be like. There should be like these big likes just flying.
We should be getting like big lips across the screen.
Oh my god!
Right?
Huge loves, likes.
But you know what? A lot of the guys aren't into that. They like, I don't want the
boob goes
slut.
across the screen. I mean, there's gonna be all kinds of things. All kinds of things flying through the screen.
Come
on!
He's
Even in Shanghai, all right?
Oh, there's more than that going on.
Maybe like a sideways thumbs up or something.
Ping
I don't know what they
pong
do over
balls.
there. Ping pong.
So anyway, they're women and read my chapter on Cougars. These women are coming in and they're getting the beeve waxed regularly. They're getting other things waxed, the back, the behind, and they're getting
Beautiful, smooth a-hole.
They're getting a lot of the injections, and because they're older and they have to compete.
They got to take up a notch.
Now they say they want to compete with these younger girls, but you know, I've been out there, and my friends have been out there, and friends of friends. And these young guys are actually going for the older woman because they don't want this, like, the younger women are
mature,
they're not intellectually or communicating. And then they're,
plus these women are established. It's very attractive that they're established in their careers. They know what they're doing. They got kids, which actually, believe it or not, is attractive for a guy.
What's Jay saying there?
It's good and very Western. He's already over.
Oh,
we're over him.
I want to hear stories. So,
but here's the thing. But you're telling me. Go ahead.
About the guys that are out there looking for the woman with the big payoff.
Oh,
did I tell you that one? That too.
The big payoffs.
So there are these guys that are online that are, you know, so they've been divorced and they've been financially just wrecked by their ex-wife. Okay. So they're like, all right, I just lost 50-60% of whatever. I want to find a woman that's got the big payout. And they're out there and they're like, they're scavenger. No, like no, it's actually not good.
Why not?
Because you want a guy to like you for who you are, not what you have.
I like you for who you are, but I also like your money. Kind of like both.
Well, here's the thing. I get it where the guys are, I want a woman who's established, so they don't have to support another woman. But then there are the guys that like make tons of money who don't really give a rat's ass, and they want their women to look good and play tennis or like, you know, entertain. Paddle's big. Pickleball's back too.
It is.
So
I can pick my balls.
So, I just feed him stuff and he just goes off. It's great. There is, so I was talking about how my biggest fear, as well as others, is how do I meet somebody? And so you go online.
Yeah, but don't forget.
Oof.
No, don't forget. Single guys have the same issue, though. You're talking about how all your friends are older, they're all married, your friends are married. Same with guys
even the younger
my age. Even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I was having the same problem, where a lot of my friends were married, a lot of people were getting married, they're all married friends, or they at least were very heavily coupled.
Right.
So that's the other issue, too, is that it's not just where you're at as far as, meeting other people.
You're right.
It's like this sort of half younger generation is the same issue. Like, we were probably one of the last generations of people still got married fairly young, or in at least late 20s, early 30s. Now the millennials are pushing that up a little bit, so it's not as early. But you have the random ones in their 20s, but now everybody's kind of waiting a little bit. But our generation is still a generation that it was still married early. So now all your friends are, if they're not divorced yet, they're still married. And it's very tough meeting other people because they're all married couples. And they all hang out. They all gravitate. Very rarely you're going to have married couples with single people. It just doesn't happen. It's
so true. But, you have to give friends a lot of credit because even though they're married, and I've heard this through so many people, that the married friends are there for you. I mean, they are there for you. It's not, and swinging, threesomes, whatever.
No, but they are. Throw
your keys in a jar, see who you end up with.
They're trying to help you. They wouldn't like you to.
No, but they're really actually trying to help, and I've been told so many times by friends and neighbors, we're family. So no matter what.
Oh yeah, I mean I've had married couples try to get me married because they were basically like, listen, we want you to be as miserable as we are.
Please, someone marry him. Please.
No, the married couples were like, listen, we want you to be as miserable as we are. So that's why they're trying to marry me.
That's horrible. Aren't
you crying every day? You should be just like us.
First of all, through the whole divorce process, there was an article from these divorce lawyers about things that we recommend that you do as a married couple. And it's like, do things together, have more sex, be a team. Yeah. All these things, don't let her go, because she will go. You start diving into your work, or you're out with the guys all the time, or and then they talk about these affairs that are like it's not like having sex affairs. Like you have the friend affair, or the mental affair, or the interest affair. Like you dive into some sort of interest, whether it's literature, sports, book clubs, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're actually having an affair because those people that you're hanging out with, even though it's not sexual, all your energy is driven towards that new interest.
Well, I'll tell you what now, it's like all the stuff I've read is that the middle class couples are usually the happiest couples. It's the extremes that have a difficult time. Because you definitely can have happy marriages in the super rich, and you can definitely have your marriages in the super poor, but it's the middle class that seems to always work it out, because he's working, she's working. They do find some time together, but they're not really worried about their next paycheck, because they're stable. They're not rich, but they're stable. The kids are getting along.
And they're family focused.
Family's focused. Every weekend is just doing what the kids want to do, so they're very happy.
Yeah.
And that's the most. And they're not even thinking about affairs, because they're into their kids, they're into their marriage, everything's good.
Right.
It's the extremes that seem to have the real dichotomous relationships.
Oh yeah.
Are the ones that have the most trouble. And then, of course, the middle class has their problems too, but for the majority, I'd say the majority are happier in middle class, and it's these extremes that are the majority are not happy.
Let's talk about dating.
Oh yeah.
So these women are, men and women are thrown out there, and they're like, how do I meet? And in today's day and age, it's online. It's all online.
Right.
So before you walked in, I was talking about Match.com and how I was in there and I was filling everything out. I've talked to so many other men and women about this the past year, and more recently, I did a little research in the past 2 weeks when we had last week off, that you fill all this information out. Like eHarmony, it's like writing a PhD, an epistle of everything about your life and then some. And then you go online and they throw candidates at you and you're like, are you kidding me? And that's what I was talking before. We kind of get off track.
Right.
That you go online and you fill out the information, and then all of a sudden I'm like fit, healthy lifestyle, and all of a sudden I'm getting 200 pounds of loving coming right at me. And no offense to that, there's some women that like that, but fitness, healthy lifestyle. Hello, right?
Right. Here's the thing, though.
Did you go on Match ever?
I was on Match like 4 years ago, and it was just such a pain in the ass. But here's the problem I have: a lot of these sites, the women really have it tough, because you get bombarded with guys, especially the free sites. Mm-hmm. Because here's the problem: I've actually gotten, I forget the site was a couple of years ago, whatever it was, and this girl emailed me, and she was like, blah blah blah. We go back and forth, and I'm like, you do realize I've emailed you twice before. A couple of months ago, like twice, and you never responded. I'm like, I'm just curious why you came after me after I seemed like I was rejected by you. And she goes, oh, I was like, I didn't even know you emailed, because what happens is they get 50,000 emails a day, and they said it becomes so laborious to go through all these emails that they end up just deleting everybody and starting new again. And they just have to.
Well, you don't get the emails. Well, you get the emails with the picture and
certain
profile,
websites, that's why they do it. Yeah.
Right. So it's best when you're on these websites to, what did Michelle say?
Oh, smoochies.
Smoochies.
Michelle.
And who else just signed in over there?
Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan. So it's better when you're on these websites to keep your your age range and what you're looking for, I think, tight, so you don't get a million responses. But the issue I have, and why I'm slamming Match, is because it's crap. Like, the candidates that I received had nothing to do with, and this was probably about 6 or 8 months ago. It had nothing to do with what I was looking for in a person. It was horrible. I got smokers. I said I didn't want smokers. I wanted people who were healthy. I wanted people who, had kids. And it was just, so I was on there literally, went through about 50 candidates and did not find one. I'm like, I'm done.
Wow. So
then I tried Elite Singles. That was the biggest joke ever. You know, and it didn't mean elite, it meant older.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I didn't go to seniors yet. So I was telling this story about Tinder and how my friends were like, oh, just put long-term relationship. That is like a time bomb. That is like, kryptonite. Oh, you want to have, it's not a long-term relationship. It's code for you just want to hook up. It's like, it's the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, because the few people, I actually tried it because my friend recommended it, and the few people that I went out on a date with, they were animals. Like one guy, okay, this one guy proceeded to tell me on our date about his hookups with other dates in his car. This is, no, we're talking established older person, like late 40s.
Does he have any numbers of the old hookups?
But so I'm sitting there choking on my wine, going, I'm not letting this guy walk me to my car.
Or his car.
Way. Or his car. Well, you never ride. You never ride together. You know, and that's.
Do you have a van with like a fold down bed?
So that's a good point. No, we're not doing that. And this is not the 70s. I wish it was.
Oh,
Free love, smoke a little weed, hang out, right? Yeah, I know.
Right. So what happened?
Anyways, I was like, oh, it's getting late. I gotta go.
Is it 7:30 already?
Yeah, totally. Then there's the other day. So I was telling about Tinder and how there was a woman involved in the creation, the management of Tinder, and either she got ticked off or they booted her, the boys.
Right.
I don't know which. I would love to hear from them, but that won't happen. She started this app called Bumble, which is completely women-driven.
Right.
Totally. And I'm like, we got to check this out. So my girlfriends and I, we did a little test run, or maybe a major test run. What's great about it is it forces you to communicate. So you go in and say, all right, I'm looking for a person in this age range. I'm looking for a person in this distance range. So anywhere up to 100 miles. Because, you know, we're in Philly. New York is not that far. And if you travel and you want a weekend, it's not that bad.
Right.
And then you just fill out your, like a blurb of a profile. And then all of a sudden, boom, they start throwing stuff at you. And it's similar to Tinder, but it's women driven. So if you swipe left, bye-bye. You probably won't ever see them again. Sometimes they recycle. Sometimes. And then, if you swipe right, they have 24 hours to respond to you. And if they don't, no love lost. You're gone. Out.
New dealer.
But then the ones who say, I accept your swipe or whatever, your Bumble, your Beehive, you have 24 hours to respond.
Who, the guy?
So you say, oh, I like that guy. Right.
Okay.
Then you get an icon of like their profile.
Right.
And which you've already seen because it's thrown at you, and it's simple profile and pictures. They give you like 5 or 6 pictures. It's great. So if you decide you go right, and then they have 24 hours to respond. When they respond, it pops up. You have a new bee in the hive. Isn't that cute? I like that. You're a little new bee in the hive.
Bee in a hive.
Bee
in a bonnet.
Little carpenter bee, because you have the the queen bee, and then you have the carpenter bees. So,
we're all working for you, right?
Yeah. So then you...
Come to my van.
Because it's still about the van. Then you can respond or not. Like you might change your mind and go, what was I thinking? Maybe I had too much wine. You lay there. So sometimes it's late night. You've been out with the girls. You're like, I think I'll go on my site. And you start swiping guys. And the next day you go, ooh, what was I thinking? It's all in fun. It's actually entertaining. I got a bunch of my guy friends on Bumble, and they're having a ball. So then you respond back, and then you start a conversation, and it quickly turns into let's talk. None of this like email, like blah blah blah. Get on the phone, talk, because can you tell like on the phone with rather quickly whether you're going to chemistry and their voice and how they come across? Yeah. So, please. It doesn't sound that.
Maybe look down your shirt.
No. We are not an item, by the way. I've gotten like fan mail saying, "Oh, are you guys together?" No. Go away.
We just have sex once in a while.
Oh my God, please. I think you're gonna throw up right now.
So, what was your best and worst experience from this this app?
You know, I don't know if there's been a best experience yet. We've been researching my gal pals and I, and someone just signed in there.
Yes, Keenan.
Hey, Keenan. My gal pals and I have been, toying with the Bumble app, and so first of all, there are guys out there that aren't divorced on there, just like any app. I mean, and that's...
Oh, they're separated, they're going to be separated. It's the whole game.
Yeah, it's
But
totally...
women do that too.
Yeah, they do. They do. The women do that as well. So...
I was actually... This is going back 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
I was hooking up with this girl, and she couldn't meet at like different times and stuff. And of course, I'm so naive. I mean, this is like right out of college. I was so naive. I was kind of like...
Of course you are.
Yeah, I was like, oh, all right, we'll just hook up and stuff. And then she goes...
You're in college?
She goes,
How could you not hook up in college?
I did hook up in college. I'm just saying this is after
Why
college.
did you
I'm still not naive. No, this was not at night. This is just meeting a girl at a bar. This is back in the old organic days when you actually met people organically.
Organically in a bar, and then you got laid.
And then, yeah. But I mean, she was saying all this stuff, and it was all this weird stuff, and then finally, like, it came to pass. I'm like, yeah, you seem like it's odd times. We can't meet here and there. She goes, well, I guess I should tell you, I'm engaged.
Are you kidding me?
This is in the middle of the parking lot making out.
Come on.
I was leaning against her car, and I'm like, I gotta ask you. I knew it was gonna ruin the moment, but I had to ask because she already turned me down in meeting the next night. I'm like, it seems like so odd. Like, do you have a job or something? She goes, no, I'm actually engaged. I'm like,
see the rock on my hand?
Laser. She took it off, but she ended up showing it to me.
That's so not cool.
She ended up showing it to me in her car.
Cool. Come on.
Yeah, she showed it to me. And
Did you have sex with her?
Before I knew.
Holy shit.
Before I knew, I didn't know. I mean, I never would have done it if I knew. Well, and then she's like, well, can we see each other next week? And I'm like, yeah, well, give me a call. And I never talked to her again.
So she just wanted friends with benefits. So that's another.
There you go.
Okay.
And this was a long time ago.
Hey, Cindy, how are you? This whole friends with benefits is huge in the divorce world. Like, you meet someone and you're like, whatever, I'll just hook up because... So sex is so important because what happens is you're married and say you're not having sex for a year.
Who?
Before you're divorced.
Okay.
You're married and you're not having sex for a year, and then you're all of a sudden like,
I gotta do something.
oh my God, I gotta get some. And you're still
like heart.
So you're still you want some, especially if your spouse is cheating and you're feeling, your bush is overgrowing. You need to get
legs are hairy.
Legs are hairy.
Tighten that up, and then boom.
So then you find the guy or the girl that is just like, all right, let's just hook up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a number?
No. What did Cindy say?
Huge or side piece? Oh, it's got to be huge? Or side pieces? Jeez.
Yeah, side piece.
Cindy's looking for a very hard to get to black man, apparently.
There are white guys who are well endowed.
Yeah, they're called porn stars.
No.
They're not hanging around Bryn Mawr like, hey baby, you looking for a good time?
There are guys, I think, that struggle with being very well endowed.
I know, because women, it hurts them, and they don't want to do it.
Yeah, and even if you get the big rubbers, the condoms.
You know how many times I've heard, it hurts, please take it out? You know, I'm tired of hearing that.
They're like, is it in yet?
Can I just have one girl that just says, it's hurting me, but I love it, seriously.
Is it in yet?
No, it's in.
Come on.
It's in twice.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's out. Then it's over.
1,001.
4.5 seconds of good times.
Yeah, I'm sure she's loving that.
That's Corey Alexander, disappointing one woman at a time.
But then you have to do other things once you have arrived.
Friends with Benz is huge, but side pieces are fat. Who the hell is this woman? Where are you? Where do you live?
Oh, she's hot.
Jesus.
Cindy is very hot.
What the hell is all this friends with benefits, side pieces? She married?
No. Divorced.
How can you have a side piece if you're not married? The side piece of your relationship?
Friends with benefits, let's get back to the whole divorce thing.
Okay.
So you're in this whole like online dating
Right.
or whatever, and you meet someone and you
Right.
want to have, you don't quite want to have a relationship with them, but you're sexually attracted to them. So you have every now and then like, ooh, you know,
Booty
have
call?
booty call. We've talked about booty calls. Yes. Then there are the people who get divorced who are absolutely frightened to death, especially men who are like, you know, maybe their wife is cheated.
Committed phones or something.
Well, then you get older, and these poor guys are like struggling, and they have to take we've talked about Cialis, and you know, and believe me, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just as much fun for the woman.
There you go.
As
if
it
it's
is for
up,
the
it's
man.
good.
Right.
It's good.
But it gives them confidence. And I'm all about that as long as you get a physical before, because you don't want to have a heart attack or anything like that. So you're divorced, you're out in, especially if you've been long-term married. Well, they say you can have that 4-hour hard-on, and then you could have like some serious side effects to it. Read the side effects are, you know, quite long.
Like what? Can I get any more handsome if I take it?
Oh, God, really? Can we just... Why do I have the single guy on the show right now?
Because he's terrific.
So us divorced folks are out there, and either we're, you know, there are a few of us, like myself, here's your girlfriend's back, the dog, that are looking for a long-term relationship. And then there are the people who are like, I just need to have as much sex as possible because they need to get over the hurt or whatever it is. Safe sex, people. Safe sex if you're doing that.
Unless it's a hooker in Haiti, and then you first one will go for it.
And so then I told earlier before you came that it takes 2 years for a woman to find a relationship and 1 year for a man.
Oh.
And, you know, believe it or not, a lot of divorced people, this is sad, the majority of divorced people who get divorced are already in a relationship.
That's why they're out. Because they know they got something they're ready to go.
And somebody gets hurt, and it's super sad. That wasn't in my case.
I know certain people who've done that. They say
a lot
that
of people
they are immediately dating somebody after the divorce, and they're like, oh, we just met right after the divorce. I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they're like heavily going at it.
Right.
Like that doesn't happen until you've already committed to each other.
You know, just like buck up and own up to it. Don't you think?
Exactly. You know, you were banging before and banging before. Especially the divorce someone's over, it's already settled. I mean, I know people don't admit to that while it's going through divorce. I get that part because they don't want to have any more ammunition. But after it's done and over with and it's signed, sealed, delivered, who cares?
I was reading about women and the crazy things that they've done, like being divorced, and one was remarrying their ex.
That's crazy.
One story, which I was like, are you kidding me? Who is this woman? The girlfriend of her husband found the wife. So you have the husband and wife, and this girlfriend was screwing around with the husband. He was screwing around with her. She finds his wife on Facebook, reaches out to her and asks for advice about sex with her husband.
With her husband.
Seriously.
That is my kind of gal. That's all kinds of crazy.
This is what's whacked about it.
That's all kinds of crazy.
This is what's whacked. So the guy told the girl he was divorced. These two, the girlfriend and the wife, connect. They both dump him and become best friends. See, that's a little too...
Next.
Yeah, that's a little bit... I mean, what do you think of that, Cindy? A little too... I think that's just kind of...
There's some crazy stories, but that's what I love. That's what I love about life, because you can't make that up. That is good life stuff right there.
You can't. And then there's the stalker. So those of you out there dating as divorced...
Watch out for the stalkers, both ladies and men.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know if ladies
the men
are
are just as bad. I don't...
It's Stalk Time USA.
I don't know. There's some crazy guys out there that
and it's only the people that are insecure. It's amazing. The only people who stalk are the insecure people about their relationships, and it's crazy.
But sometimes it's built in. They're narcissistic,
right? Or
they're they just have a tendency towards jealousy that is.
How do you have that much time to stalk? Like honestly, how do you have that much time? I don't have enough time.
What's Cindy say here?
I get major stalkers. That I believe. That you're banging 40 people on the side. You're gonna have a few stalkers, Sydney. So get over it.
She is not banging 40 people.
All right, 39. Give or take 10.
Seriously, like the whole stalking thing. My dog is like in my lap. She's
I know, she was looking, I was trying to go a little higher.
The stalking thing is frightening. So, for those of you out there, look at my baby, isn't she cute? This is who I date every night. Those of you out there dating should know this, especially if you're online. You never get in a car with anyone new.
Why not?
There's something wrong with him.
It's
You're
fun.
online, you
Who
meet
knows
them
what could
there,
happen?
and you keep meeting until you've actually... I actually do a ton of research if I go on a date. We used to find people like all over the the internet and through people. So now on all these dating websites, on all these dating websites, you can see who they're connected to with Facebook. So
there you go.
that's why they have you sign up as a Facebook. They have you sign up
So see if you
with
have other
Facebook.
people, you can trust them.
Right, you could say, hey, who's this girl or
Does he
this
dress
guy?
like a woman sometimes?
Yeah, what does he do? What's he all about? And that is huge because at least you know somebody through somebody. Then you have to go with the whole safe sex thing if you get to that point where you just are out there to like sow some oats, like my Cougars in my book.
What was your worst stalker, Cindy? What did he do?
Come on. You slash your tires, bunny in the pot, horse head in the bed.
Ooh. Horse head. That takes a lot of effort and time and care to put it in the bed, to cut off the head, to carry it. It's still bloody.
I got bunnies in the backyard. They're easy. Here's for
But then
Joe.
But here's the thing. That takes effort too, because you got to find the bunny, then you got to get the pot. You got to get the pot out. You got to put water in it. You got to boil it. You got to put the cat, rabbit in the bunny. It takes a lot.
I love that movie, Fatal Attraction.
Oh, she was terrific. Glenn Close. That was her all-time best.
She was hot in there too, but she was.
When he splashes the water in her boob and he licks the boob. Oh, that's hot. Right in the sink area.
How about single white female?
It was hot and
the high heels to the
it was hot and clean. Nothing like a clean sink makeout session. That's good times right there.
How about
Nips are all getting
single
done.
white female with the high heel to the head? He had a bad day.
He definitely had a bad. That was a wrong.
Really
that was a
bad
wrong move on his
That
part.
can happen to you. You better watch it with all these chicks you got going.
I know, a lot of stalkers. I know.
Stalkeroo.
They just stalk. They get somewhat violent, but not too violent.
Yeah, well, violence not good, but stalking. Seriously, I have been slightly stalked on Facebook.
Ooh.
And you just block.
Semi-stalk.
You just block. It's great.
That's
Blocked.
Yeah,
Block.
see?
Don't be afraid to block on your phone, on Facebook, on Twitter. You can block anybody these days. Never give out your address. Never hop in a car with somebody that you don't know. And certainly, seriously, never jump in a car, even if you're on your first date and you want to make out in their car.
Unless it's with me.
Oh, God. Really? Seriously.
Just gotta go make dinner. Yeah, for
Who's making dinner?
Probably for 10.
Oh, come on. You
10
need to tell us some stories.
Her 10 side pieces are coming over for dinner. She's making a bouillabaisse.
She's making a bouillabaisse. I want some of that. Bring it over to me.
Yeah.
So the whole dating divorce, first of all, you got to get your head on straight.
You do.
And a lot of people take it out on themselves physically, personally. They might indulge too much in drugs, alcohol, or sex, or, being a workaholic, which I actually think if you dive into work and sports and working out, that's actually okay.
As long as you're occupied, you'll never have to worry about stalking because you're occupied. It's the people who have all this time on their hands, have nothing better to do. They have no sports, they have no friends, they have no life. Yeah. That's when they stalk because they have nothing else to do. I wish I had the time to stalk because I'd stalk you all the time. But I have no time. No time.
Kill me, seriously.
No time.
He has no idea what it's like to be divorced.
I do.
Anyways, we're going to move on from that.
I lost half my money at the
So here are the things
casino.
that you need to do. Tips about this is our part 2. We're going to have part 3 next week. Definitely pick and choose your online dating sites. I'm not a fan of any. I'm a pain in the ass. I'm not a fan of any of them because I feel like, and I would love to send this video to all of the makers of these apps because every single time you answer a question, you get people that don't even, it's not even in your criteria or your profile. They need to up the technology. And then you have you heard about these?
You know what it is you have to look at is I know it's a little, I don't know the names of them. Well, my buddy did this one where it was like $1,000 up front. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not.
Is that Talkify or something?
Oh, it was $1,000 up front, and there's a certain payment if you're going forward. But it is a super high-end profile where you are specifically matched with the right
Matchmaker
people.
millionaire?
It's something like that. That's really high.
Right.
And he actually it was his second date, met this girl, and they're now married. And that's how good they are.
So it might be.
So if you really are serious about getting married and you're really serious about meeting the right person, there are definitely companies out there that make the right choice. You just have to pay for it. And if you're willing to pay for it, it'll happen.
Well, paying for it. So they have these matchmaking companies out there like Selective Search, a few of the others. And it's literally $20,000.
They even bet. See, that's the other one.
No. Like, so if you've got $20,000 to just spend on love, and then go for it. I think they're effective because they have like one-on-one meetings with you. They truly take an interest in what you're looking for. But $20,000.
Well, if you have the time, they have the beer. If you have the money, they have the man.
Oh my God, that's a commercial for like Bud Light, right? Or
exactly.
Bud Light or something. But there are the mid-range matchmakers that you can pay $1,000 for. But the problem is they only give you pay $1,000, you get 3 matches.
Yep.
What if it's someone you've dated before?
So what?
You shouldn't have to pay. That shouldn't be. That definitely should not be counted.
Okay. Bring it up to
Excuse me.
As she burps. I can't believe I haven't found anybody yet.
Excuse me. No, I'm like, what's making me burp in here?
So this was part 2. Okay.
Yeah, this is part 2. There are dating agencies out there. Do your homework, have interviews, see if it's worth in your budget to do it. And if there's something to be said to have somebody or an agency really do their homework for you on somebody that you want to meet.
I think the bottom line is you get what you pay for. The free apps, the free websites, you're going to get a lot of crap. If you pay for it high end, you're going to get a much better, narrow field that you can really work on. So you get what you pay for. So think about how much you're willing to put into it, and that's what you get out of it. Just like in life.
Oddly enough, so in the past 2 weeks, I met a couple of couples randomly.
Couple
couples. Randomly.
No, singles.
No, seriously. Mm-hmm. Randomly, one of them, this one couple, they were in their late 60s, 70. They were beautiful. I'm like, how did you guys meet? Oh, online through, what was it? Spotify? No.
Spotify's music.
Spotify's music.
We met through YouTube.
Music.
Met through the Rolling Stones.
No, it was through, it'll come to me. Anyways, they were lovely. They had been dating for 6 years, and of course I had to say, how's the sex? Do you trim that thing up? And they both smiled and laughed, and they had not had sex yet.
No way.
Yeah. So they're 70, late 60s,
oh
early
God,
70s.
Please.
I don't think that's their priority. I think their priority is like
priority is not to fall asleep before 8:30.
No, cuddling. I said you cuddle. They're like, we love to cuddle. We love to kiss. Sex is not the priority, and I get that. Like
exchange bingo cards.
Yeah. No, they travel. They have a blast.
That's good.
They have a great relationship. And then I met another couple in their 50s, and they had met online as well, and they were perfectly content. They were very happy. They 7 years as well, a long time, no marriage, and I guess that's what you try to determine if you want to get married again.
There you go.
I don't know about that. So I keep running into people all the time who are struggling or not struggling through the whole divorce and dating, which you would know about.
Right.
So the best thing is find the app that's good for you. Don't say, if you're going on an app to say, I'm going to find the love of my life, forget about it. If it happens, you're in the top maybe, 20%. But when it happens, it happens. Like MASH, I know has been, I hear.
Is out there.
Yeah, it's great. But then, you have all these other apps. Just be careful. They have a farmer's one, like farmer hookup one.
Oof.
Yeah, if you're a farmer,
A 4-H.
And they show all these hot, cowboy dudes, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should go there.
No,
and then they have, Alaska guys. Because there's, 1 million men in Alaska and, 1 woman.
Yeah. She's running for her life.
She's like, I can't take it anymore. I've had enough.
All right, so
All right.
we've done 2. We're looking forward to 3.
Yeah, we're looking forward
Stay
to 3.
tuned.
We're going to do some follow-up on dating divorce, how to prevent divorce if you can, what to put some spice back in your life, and then I want to hear some stories. Write in. Let's talk about...
Email us and let's find out what you got.
Let's find out what you got.
All right. Thank you.
Tuesdays, Tips and Tales with Cece and Corey Live. Divorce, dating, tales. Thank you for signing in, and we'll see you next week. Night-night.
Bye-bye.